All right, Coach, obviously not the result you wanted there, but some fight, in the second half. What changed in that second half to come back from a 2-goal deficit?
I think it changed in the second half, just mentality, I think, some of the players were saying it in the locker room, like, we don't have time to feel sorry for ourselves, And I thought that was a great moment from our players to say that to each other. And it was like, just, I just said, be brave and courageous, and we have a good team. It's just mentality sometimes. I don't think it was a lack of competing. I know I said that in the halftime thing, but it was more of just courage, I think, and bravery and confidence. And then once they took some pressure off of the second half, you can see what the team is capable of. So it's really heartbreaking, just to put together a 45-minute half, because you can see it when we do play well, we're a pretty great team.
Chloe Netzel got her 11th goal on the year to finish out. How has she been a difference maker for you guys this season?
Well, she scored 11 goals, like you said, so that's the difference maker right there. She's just a great 1v1 player, loves to put the game on her back, and like I said, her mentality, she's competitive, she's 1v1. She wants to be the difference maker. It's, like I said, that's her mentality and her competitive fire.
Brooke Maroney, you told me one of the really proud of her and what she's handled and changing with the position, gets that tying goal. She's been a big part of this team to have an opportunity that they did. Yeah,
Brooke, when you look at the whole, the roster, she went like this season. She just kept getting better. And so she's definitely just ended on a really high note. She deserved that goal, and she just really has been committed to getting better. It's not a surprise, because I see how focused she is at practice. She's doing all the little things at training. So I'm not surprised that her game has grown in the way that it has this season.
Genesis, of course, came in clutch for you guys to keep it tied there at the end. How have you seen her grow over the course of this season, especially after coming back from the U20 World Cup?
Yeah, I think Genesis is, a tough situation, just, not having her in the beginning and her losing that time in preseason just to be around the team and learn our game model and just get comfortable, so it kind of took some games for her to get into it. But as you guys can see, she's a freshman and she's got tremendous potential and showed some of that today and in some of the games she's played. So we're excited about Genesis, and I have to say Sammy too. She helped us so much this season. So the two of them are going to be big impact players for us, and they'll be competing all along the way.
The first half, was it nerve? Did you sense any nerves, anything by their players? Not just digging yourself that hole, obviously not ideal. What did you see there in that first half from them there?
I didn't get a feeling that they were nervous when the whistle blew. I just think that first goal against on a set piece, is just unfortunate. And then probably there was a little shift in mentality in that moment. You've got a lot of young players on the field, and it's like, oh no, and woe is me. And, so I think maybe if that goal doesn't happen, we're okay. But unfortunately, 2 in 12 minutes is hard to come back from. And we needed the halftime to kind of regroup and talk.
Obviously, 9-match winless streak to close out the season, and then
you have to bring that up, right? Jeez,
well,
I've been waiting for that.
And then of course the first non-COVID losing season. Obviously, it's I call it maybe not an ideal way for a season to go out. But what is something that you learn from a season like this as you go forward, and how do you kind of digest that?
Well, obviously we'll do a whole analysis of our season. But I think it's a combination of things when you look at everything that, happened. But, we've got a great team, and obviously we're gonna lose some great players, after the season. But we've got a lot of young players that got a lot of minutes. So that's something to grow off of.
A lot of youth on this roster. Not to make an excuse, but it's young in a top league like the Big 12. And then you had injuries you weren't expecting. You had to change lineups like Evan. In a way, this match kind of defined the season in a lot of ways, didn't it?
Like I said, I don't like to make excuses, but this was a challenging season in so many ways. If you just put down everything that has happened, when you look at everything, it's pretty awesome that the team stayed together the way that they did and ended the game with these 45 minutes on a high note. It wasn't the result that we needed, but they ended on a high note. And so, when you have that many challenges in a season, like I said, I don't want to make excuses about it, because ultimately we could always be better. But definitely something to evaluate, and we're going to get better. It's no doubt.
How was the learning experience? How does this improve his learning experience going against these Big 12 opponents the second time around? And of course, you got to show that fight in front of a crowd of historic alums.
Yeah, Big 12's no joke. I mean, no opponent is going to be easy. You got to be at full strength every game, and there's always a learning curve. I think we say it's our second year in the Big 12, but it feels like another new league again, because I've got 4 new teams that we've never played against or gone to and traveled to. So, there's going to be a learning curve with that, and that's just part of our growth here at UCF. And I love seeing our alums out here, and they came out like in big numbers, which was the biggest group of alums that we've had, I would say, in the 13 years that Tim and I have been here. So I think it says a lot that they want to come back and support and cheer on our current team. So I love seeing these faces, and I'm just proud to be part of it, and I'm glad that they're here and are proud of it too.
Well, it's been a pleasure covering you this season, Coach, and best of luck over the offseason.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.